All right, whenever you guys are ready, you may begin.
Researchers studied 4,317 students from 10 high-performing schools in upper middle-class California. Students experienced greater behavioral engagement in school, but also stress and health problems and lack of balance. Homework can aggravate mental health challenges by adding stress to students. A survey in 2008 for parents by the University of Toronto researchers is filled with comments about students being burned out and having low self-esteem. Studies show that people benefit very little from homework. It makes learning less fun and more of a chore. Most parents and teachers all agree on students should have more room for creativity and extracurricular activities.
If you pay attention and study, and also do your homework, you can score higher on tests and assignments that have similar problems on it. Otherwise someone might take your spot. You don't want that, do you? You want to actually succeed in life by getting a job. So, my first argument is that if one of the types of assignments are regular, like if they're short assignments, they could be more efficient than longer ones, because it has studies that homework actually helps, and makes it so it's easier to do other stuff. And it affects your grades, which will affect how well you get a job. With rare exceptions, the relationship between homework students do and their achievement outcomes were found to be positive and statistically significant. Therefore, some people think it would not be wise or sensible, based on evidence in hand, to conclude that homework causes improved academic achievement.
Los Angeles Times says, parents and educators tend to fear that less homework and more downtime will make things easy for students, removing challenge, rigor, and purpose from their academic lives. Let us free ourselves of that false notion. There are many ways to succeed in life and many paths to a sufficient and satisfying livelihood. None of them require childhood burnout. We need a generation able to be ready for the real world, not exhausted by the stress of homework. My first argument for why homework should be abolished is because it causes too much stress. From the article Workaholic Students, it talks about how a teenager has to do a science project, but doesn't have time because all of these other assignments she has. She works till midnight until she's persuaded to stop, but she wakes up at 3 a.m. even though she has chorus practice at 7 o'clock. My second argument for why homework should be abolished is because it takes up too much time. In the article Workaholic Students, it says school is already a 35-hour work week for us. As we go to classes throughout the day, we generate homework each class. The time after school is for families, hours to play, explore, rest, and to stay healthy and ready to learn.
This is a quote from Thomas Friedman. When I was growing up, my parents told me to finish my dinner. People in China and India are starving. I tell my daughters to finish your homework. People in China and India are starving for your job. This means people in China and India weren't successful at doing homework and other working classes and then get a good education to have the job that you have. My first argument, homework is based off of what you learned or will be learning in class. Students with homework get better scores on class tests, and if less homework is being given, it should be more of a challenge. A second argument. Homework teaches students to help themselves and create good habits with work. If you don't do your homework, your work ethic will be bad. And if you have a job, you would get fired. And you couldn't support a family and at a minimum wage job.
Have you ever thought homework is just too stressful and that it's taking up a majority of your free time? Are you always in a bad mood because you still have 3 assignments to do in that one class? Maybe a 3-week weekend or 3-day weekend is coming up and you just got a big assignment before that, so now you have to change all your plans. Or perhaps that you have to juggle babysitting, cleaning, and basketball, and homework at the end is just too much. Kids are surrounded by persuasive objects or events that will take up their free time. This is why homework in that mix is looked at as a burden. No one wants to look at homework or at school as a chore, but it's overall like where we spend most of our time in our week. But homework makes education a more stressful thing when we should influence kids that education is fun. If we're always looking at it as unfun, then we're mentally going to view learning opportunities as challenges pulling us out of our comfort zones. To make education more positive, we could make a more advanced in-class schooling system. We could take examples and exercises from real-life situations. If we could do this, the kids would know that out-of-school jobs are more than just a pile of paperwork. We could take professionally planned discussions and studies where we use our new homework-free school time to better explain key concepts and studies.
The more you do your homework, the more you are going to be free to be intuitive, but you have got to put the work in. This is a quote from Edward Norton, who is an actor. This quote expresses the quality of what homework can do for you. Not only has it gotten others before us into great careers, but it teaches good life skills. Homework benefits the students. It prepares them for future careers. Homework is essential to meet the educational standards given to the teachers at the beginning of the year. Some parents say homework helps their students with school and achieving goals after high school and into college. Studies have shown that homework before tests has better outcomes than those who didn't study or didn't have the work to prepare them for their future tests. Homework is supposed to show skills like creativity by applying concepts of what they learned throughout the day to their homework after school. Prepares them for the future. Homework teaches the kids how to prioritize, make choices, and organize. 77% of students and 80% of teachers say homework benefits them. Homework can give better test scores, says Dr. Joanne P. Kenny. When you begin projects, you search for answers, you solve problems. These are all skills that adults use in their everyday lives, whether they're a mechanic or a teacher or even an average day clerk. Those are skills you have to use.
All right, we'll start with Audrey's argument